Hello students, again this is Professor Amones Kalekar from Department of Computer Science, CMCS Yotma. In today's session, we'll deal with the next point in unit number 5, and the topic of our today's discussion is the communication in amoeba. Now, the key points are again the communication in amoeba by using the RPC, that is point-to-point message passing and group communication, and finally the fast local internet protocol, or you can say FLIP. Okay, but in the today's session, we'll just discuss about the communication in amoeba by using the RPC with the help of point-to-point message passing and group communication. Okay, so let's start with the discussion. That is the communication in amoeba. RPC. As we know that the RPC stands for the remote procedure call, and we are already familiar with this, the concept of the RPC. Now, to summarize some of the steps that are included in RPC, first one, the client sending a message to a server. It will be followed by the server sending a reply back to the client. These are the basic things or the steps that can be accommodated with the RPC. Then after, there are the primitives which are responsible for this RPC. That is, the RPC mechanism will mix the use of three principal kernel primitives. First one is the get request, second one is put reply, and third one is trans. So these are the three important primitives that has been used by the RPC mechanism. Okay, now as far as the first one, that is the get request is concerned, it will include the address of the header, buffer and the bytes. Then after, the second thing, that is the put reply, again it will include the address of the header, then after the buffer and the bytes, and finally the trans will include the address of the header 1, then after buffer 1, bytes 1, then after address of header 2, buffer 2 and bytes 2. Okay, so these are the three important primitives as far as the RPC is concerned. Okay, now we will deal with how the processes will be handled in RPC. Now you can see in the given figure, the RPC header does have the various things. First one is the header used on all amoeba request and reply messages. Then after, the numbers in the parenthesis will give the field size in bytes. These are the two important things that are included in the RPC header. That is, you can see port 6. Okay, now this header used on all amoeba request and reply messages, and the number in the parenthesis gives you the field size in bytes. Okay, that is signature 6. Now this 6 will be the field size in bytes. Okay. Now, the next point that is important in the RPC communication is the RPC protection. Okay, now it can be used for solving the cryptography. That is, it solves the cryptographically. Each part is actually a pair of ports. Here, the get port, which is the private, known only to the server, and the put port, which is known to the whole world. Here again, the two are related through a one-way function, that is up according to the relation. That's why we can say that put port equals to up get port. Okay, so you can see with the help of this figure that how these two things are just interrelated with each other. Okay, now here in this figure we are having the client over there, and there is the server at the next adjacent position. Okay, and in between them the kernel is responsible for tracking all the processes as well as the threads that are executed by the processes, servers and the clients. Okay, now the next important point in communication of amoeba is the group communication in amoeba. So we will look forward some of the steps that are included in the group communication in amoeba. That is, the first one, A group in amoeba consists of one or more processes that are cooperating to carry out some tasks or provided some kind of services. Again, a process can be the numbers of the several groups at the same interval of time. Groups can be closed, meaning that only members can broadcast to that particular groups. The usual way for a client to create a service provided by a group is to do an RPC with one of its members. Then after that particular member then uses the group communication within the group, and if necessary to determine who will do what kind of operation. Okay. Now, some of the group communication primitives are, first one is the create group, and it is responsible for creating a new group and set its respective parameters. Then after, the second is join group. Now, it is responsible for making the caller a member of that particular group. Then after, the next primitive is the leave group. It will remove the caller from the group. Then after, there is the next primitive, that is send to group. Reliably, it will be responsible for sending a message to all the members that are included in that particular group. Then after, just receive from group. Again, block until a message arrives from a group, and finally reset group. Again, it will initiate a recovery after the process goes down or a process crashes. So dear students, these are some of the primitives of the group communication. Okay. Now we will see the amoeba reliable broadcast protocol. In this, when a user process broadcasts a message, that is with the sent to group, the user supplied message is delivered correctly to all the members of that group, even though the hardware may lose the packet. One sequence of events that can be used to achieve a reliable broadcasting can be summarized in the actions as you can see step by step. First thing, that is the user process traps to the kernel, passing it a message. Then after, the next activity, that is step 2, the kernel accepts the message and blocks the user process. Third one, the kernel sends a point-to-point message to a sequencer, and then after, when a sequencer gets the message, it allocates the next available sequence number, puts the sequence number in a header field reserved for it, and broadcast the message and the sequence number. And finally, when a sending kernel sees the broadcast message, it unblocks the calling process to let it continue its respective execution. So these are the variety of actions or the steps that are included in the reliable broadcast protocol of the amoeba. Okay. Now, then after we are having the piggybacked acknowledgement. Now, as you can see in the figure, the header contains the message type, a unique message identifier that is used to detect the duplicates. Then after, the number of the last broadcast received by the kernel. For example, if the application of machine A sends a message to the sequencer, which then adds a sequence number 25 and then after broadcast it at D location or machine B, it is accepted, but at C it is buffered until 24, which was missed, and this can be retrieved from the sequencer. Okay. Now we will see some of the methods for doing the reliable broadcasting. The method 1, 0, that is O, the user sends a point-to-point message to the sequencer, which then broadcasts it. The method 2, the user broadcasts the message including a unique identifier. When the sequencer sees this, it will broadcast a special accept message containing the unique identifier and its newly assigned sequence number, And finally, a broadcast is official only when the accept message has been sent. So these are the methods for sending or doing the reliable broadcasting. Okay, and it can be summarized with the help of this diagrammatic representation. That is, this protocol allows the reliable broadcasting to be done on the unreliable network in just over 2 messages per reliable broadcast. Each broadcast is individual and all application receives all messages in the same order no matter how many are lost. Okay, so this is the way how it actually works. Okay, so dear students, these are some of the points as far as the communication is in Amoeba is concerned. Okay, thank you.